So my wife and I are going to show you a delicious recipe for a spaghetti squash pesto that is good for both your mental and physical health and is also very tasty. The first main ingredient is using a spaghetti squash in order to take the place of noodles. Squash is a very healthy prebiotic rich food that is good for your gut instead of using noodles that have gluten, which can actually cause a lot of problems for your gut and increase inflammation, which in turn can cause issues such as depression. The first step is simply cutting the spaghetti squash in half and using a spoon to remove the seeds and the innards. We're going to add ours to our compost bucket in order to put it in our garden later to compost. Once that's ready, you're going to use some kind of oil such as olive oil, or what we have here is a blend that includes avocado, safflower, and coconut oil, which is a very healthy blend of omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which is very beneficial for mental health. Safflower also helps manage issues that may cause depression or focus issues. Then healthy nuts and nut oils help with regulating dopamine and serotonin release, which are both hormones related to feeling good and positive. And I'll put a link below for this ingredient as well as the other ones that we like to use. Next, we're going to add some seasonings to give it a little bit of flavor. We're going to use garlic, thyme, parsley, salt, and pepper. Garlic is very beneficial for inflammation, which is linked to so many problems in the body, both mentally and physically. We're going to use about 1 tablespoon of that, a half a teaspoon of parsley and thyme, and about a half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. I prefer pink Himalayan salt. It helps regulate blood pressure, help with the pH balance of the body, and also replace electrolytes. It can also be a good detoxifier of the body. Then when that's ready, you're just going to pop it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes until it's about al dente consistency. Now we're going to start making the pesto, which you'll need a food processor for. The first ingredient is 1 cup approximately of green pepper, which is high in lots of vitamins, including B6, B12, and folate. After that, we're going to use 1 medium avocado. You're just going to cut that in half and remove the seed and scoop out the inside of that and add it to the food processor. Avocados are very good for brain health as well because they contain lots of healthy fats, which is very important as people don't realize that the brain is actually made up of over 60% fat. Avocados are also anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, and also can help boost the immune system. This next ingredient I think brings out the most flavor in the pesto, and that's using about half a cup at least to up to 1 cup of fresh basil. Basil is, I think, delicious and also can help the body fight stress. Then we're going to add the juice of a lemon, which will help bring out the flavor of the pesto. It also helps detoxify the body. Next, we're going to use some kind of green leafy vegetable. I like using spinach, kale, or arugula. We're going to add about 1 cup here, then add the other in a little bit so it can process a little bit better and blend smooth. Then we're going to add about half a cup of walnuts, which are also very beneficial for the brain and brain health as they contain lots of healthy fats for the body as well. Next, we're going to add another very healthy fat and also gives really good flavor to the pesto. We're going to add 1/3 a cup of olive oil. Next, we're going to add another very important ingredient for flavor. We're going to add 2/3 a cup of nutritional yeast, which gives it a good cheesy flavor and also is high in B vitamins and iron. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, which gives it good flavor and also helps with circulation of the blood in the body. Then we're going to add some more spices. We're going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, pepper, and onion powder, just to continue to give it more flavor to the pesto. You can add a little bit more or less depending on your taste. Then just give that a good blend in the food processor until it gets to a good consistency. Now we're going to add another cup of leafy greens. Here we're going to add some arugula, but like I said, it can be arugula, spinach, or kale. All very healthy in vitamins, helps with antioxidants, and just really nutrient dense when it comes to leafy greens of different kinds. I recommend trying out different ones that you may have, or just depending on what kind of flavor you want. Arugula kind of gives it a little bit more of a spicy flavor. Spinach is more mild, and then kale's kind of a little bit in between. It's a little bit bitter as well. but all very flavorful and can kind of change the way your pesto consistency or flavor works out. But really, yeah, I think they're all good, and you recommend giving it your own try based on what kind of nutrients you're trying to include in it as well. Then once the spaghetti squash has been fully cooked, it should be able to be pulled apart gently with a fork and look somewhat like spaghetti noodles. You're just going to pull it out of the spaghetti squash and put it into a bowl or on a plate. I like to add a little bit of chicken for the benefits of protein as well as dopamine and choline. You can also add other meats or tempeh or tofu. Then you're simply going to add it to a bowl or plate and combine the pesto. And from there, you're good to go.
Here you go.
Am I in this? My wife likes to add some kind of Cholula or hot sauce. Every now and then I might add some crushed red peppers, additional basil, or even some more nutritional yeast just because I like those flavors in it. But really, make it your own, and I hope this helps you live a healthy and meaningful life.